Hey there guys, so today we're going to be looking at how to make a magic circle. This one here I started with a chain. Not very pretty. This one on the right here you can see was started with a magic circle, and it just gives you a much neater beginning. No matter what you're making in the round, whether it's a beanie or a bag, I think it's much better to begin the project by using a magic circle. So let's look at how to get started. First you'll want to grab the tail end of the yarn and drape that over the backs of your fingers. Then bring the working end of the yarn around the tops of your fingers, and then cross that over the tail end. Hold that in place with your thumb. Turn your hand over and secure the working end of the yarn underneath of your pinky. Insert the hook under the yarn on the right, grab the yarn on the left and pull that underneath. Then you'll want to grab the yarn on the left again, that's the working end of the yarn over, and pull through. Then if you let your hand go, that is the magic circle. So in a second I'm going to show you how to do that again slowed down, but first I want to show you that you should take the tail end out of the center of the magic circle there, and then that will allow you to adjust it more easily. So if you pull on the loop, you can see it gets bigger. And if you pull on the tail end, you can see that it gets smaller. So when you're working your stitches into this, you just want to make sure you have enough space. I always make the loop bigger than it needs to be and then adjust it as I need to. So let's take another look at this, but this time we're going to slow it way down. You begin by draping the tail end of the yarn over the backs of your fingers. Then you're going to wrap the working end of the yarn just around the front of your fingers there. I normally use 3 fingers because it gives you a big enough loop to work with. You're then going to take the working end of the yarn and cross it over the tail end, and that makes an X. Hold that in place with your thumb and flip your hand over. Secure the working end of the yarn underneath of your pinky. Then you're going to grab your hook and you're going to insert it under the loop on the right hand side. Then you hook the yarn on the left and bring that underneath the yarn on the right. That's you pulling the working yarn through. Then you're going to hook the yarn on the left hand side again. That's the working yarn. You're going to yarn over and pull through. And that creates the knot that holds the magic circle together. You can see there if you let go, that is the magic circle. At this point you would take the tail end out, and then you're ready to get started. Something I'd like to point out is that when you make the magic circle, that little knot that's holding everything together should count as a chain 1. You really are chaining 1 to bring this whole thing together. It has the height of a chain 1, and so you should include it in your counts. So I'm going to show you an example using double crochet. I'm going to chain 2 more, and you can see there that that looks like a chain 3. That is a chain 3, and so I'm going to count it like a chain 3. So my first double crochet is done. Then I'm going to continue working into the center of the magic circle to create all of my subsequent stitches. So in this example, I'm going to be making 8 double crochet. This is my 3rd one here. And I'm just working into the circle there. What I'm doing with the tail end is I'm just holding it together, like sort of along the perimeter of the magic circle, and that's just to keep it nice and neat. it's always nice to catch the tail end of the yarn underneath a few stitches if you can. Just be sure to leave enough of a tail to weave in. Okay, so that looks like 8 stitches. Let's just count really quickly. I'll show you that first stitch there, that's the height of all of these other double crochet, because that is a chain 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten up the circle so you guys can see what that looks like. And you can see at this point it looks like a rectangle. But as I pull on the tail end, it will bring the stitches together. And it's becoming more closed like a circle. So just keep pulling it tight. I like to evenly distribute the stitches around just so there's not too much pressure on one end. So I'm just connecting the two ends together now. So to do that, I'm going to slip stitch through the top of that chain 3. And a slip stitch is just a yarn over and pull through both stitches. And that's how you create the magic circle. I sincerely hope that this has been helpful to you guys. I know some of these beginner techniques can be difficult when you're first starting out, so I try to be as clear as possible. If you found this helpful in any way, please consider subscribing to my channel or liking this video. It helps me out a lot and it makes it easier for me to continue helping you guys. Until next time.